Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. We've got a great show for you. We'll talk about it's a Premier League preview with a different taste. It's an agenda Premier League preview. As you know, what I actually say, who do I want to win in every game and why do I want this team to win and why do I want that team to lose as well. But make sure to hit that like button if you're watching this on the replay. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I got a great guest for you as usual every Friday now. And I've been waiting for this. We had an international break and it's awful. But now the Premier League is absolutely back. Big up everybody that is watching us right now. But my guest, of course, you know him from the thumbnail. You know him, of course, from the description of the video. An absolutely brilliant guy to talk to. One of the best guys out there to do YouTube, of course. It's the one and only Joe is here with me. Big up, Joe. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for being here, mate. Like I say, I've missed doing these shows, to be honest. It's good that football's back. And we've got a jam-packed day tomorrow, haven't we? We've got, I think there's one at 12:30. There's the Merseyside derby. Then there's the 3 o'clocks. Then there's no games on Sunday, I don't think, in the Premier League. It's all Saturday. Or maybe one.
When is the championship? When is your team playing?
Saturday, mate. Saturday at 3 o'clock. Yeah. Saturday, 3
o'clock. So it's at the same time as the Man City Brighton.
Yeah.
That'll be a great game. That Man City Brighton game.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Have a big up everybody in the chat, of course. Hit that like button for us if you just jumped in, of course. Send the super chats if you want to get involved. If you want to tell us who do you want to win, of course. Why do you want somebody to win? And you know what? We'll start right away. So there's no time to waste. We got to start at one place. It's the bridge. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea. And just to get that out of the way, my prediction is for Chelsea to win 2-1. Right? Wow. That's my prediction. And on every channel I went to, that's my prediction. Wow. What is your prediction first? Who do you think is going to win before we start saying
Arsenal.
Who do you want to win?
Arsenal.
But you don't see anywhere.
Arsenal? No, I don't, mate. No, I think there's been a lot of gassing up of Chelsea. They've had a few good results, but who've they played realistically? I think Arsenal will arguably be at full strength for the first time this season. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, everybody's fit. Partey probably will play as well, obviously, so we might see that midfield 3 that everyone was expecting. So I think for me, look, Chelsea have had some good results, but I mean they've beat Burnley, Luton. I know they're at 3 on the spin, but come on now, let's not get too wild. I think Arsenal are different gravy this season, and I think and look, the South Americans, Enzo Fernandez, for example, playing on Thursday or something, or gets back. I don't know, it's mad. Like any South Americans during the international break, it's always bleak because normally they don't get played because they've only just come back because they've had no sleep, they're jet lagged and stuff. So I just think everything's geared up for an Arsenal win. I think too many people are giving too much credit to Chelsea, and I think Arsenal will put it back in the box.
I actually think that Chelsea will win this game.
Really?
Because of all of this. I see Arsenal press, and I see Chelsea nicking 2 goals.
Really? But who's going to score them, bro?
There's Jackson, there is Cole Palmer, there is Sterling. Now he's got involved in 4 goals against Burnley. I think it's clicking now. There is Broya there. It's clicking for Chelsea. People, we're just starting and you're not hitting the like button. The like button is how this channel grows. The like button is how we get more viewers in here. So hit that like button, the like button underneath your live chat. Listen, I'm waking up 6:30 in the morning to do this show for you. So the least you can give me is hit that like button. It's simple. It's clear. It doesn't cost you a penny. And it just helps the channel grow. But who do you want to win?
Me, Arsenal.
You want Arsenal to win?
Yeah, I don't like Chelsea. I don't like what... Listen, I think me and you are in agreement about all the money that's been spent and stuff. And I like the Arsenal project, man. I liked Arteta for long, and it looks now it's building up to a crescendo, and everything's going the right way for them. And I want them to win the league, me. I do. I want them to win the league.
I actually want Arsenal to win this game. I want Chelsea's shambles to continue. Yeah. And I want Arsenal to keep challenging for the league. And I want Arsenal to rack up points because I do want to see a 1-horse race. I want to see Arsenal being up there. I want comes May, I want to see Arsenal up there. Who wins it? We'll see then. But I don't want to see Arsenal drop. So that's what I want. But do I think Arsenal will win? I don't think so. But I want them to win, to be honest, because.
But what's making you feel, just because you feel it's clicking now for Chelsea?
No, it's because Chelsea are gonna have spaces behind Arsenal. Arsenal will press so high, and Chelsea against Fulham and against Brighton won these games because Fulham and Brighton had the majority of possession, 60%, and Chelsea played in these spaces. And I feel like Arsenal will press from the first minute, right? And if Chelsea put their chances away, which is I think they will get chances, it's the same as that they play Brighton, they play Fulham, and I'm telling you, like they press so high. Fulham tried to press them high, Brighton tried to press them high, and there was space. So that's what I'm thinking. And also, let's establish that Chelsea's defense is very good. They have not conceded a lot of goals. So it is.
That is fair.
Can Chelsea be calm and composed at home? And also, it's at home. People forget now, for some reason, people forget nowadays that home factor. And I don't get it. Why do people forget the home factor? I don't know why people forget the home factor. You don't believe in that anymore?
No, I do. Yeah, of course. I think you've only just to look at it. Depends, but I guess it depends on the crowd and the team. I think it depends on the crowd and the team. But say if you look at Newcastle at St James, they're a totally different animal. Of course, home form matters. For me, anyway. I think so. But like in this game, I just think, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced Chelsea will have what it takes. I mean, look how imperious Arsenal were defensively against City. But then again, they played a certain style, right? That meant that they weren't, like you said, pressing and stuff. And I don't think Arteta's going to adopt that same style going to Stamford Bridge. Like you say, he's going to go, we'll get after these.
Full guns blazing, let's press them from the first minute.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. And people just keep saying that Chelsea beat the lower teams. Arsenal beat Manchester City, and that's Manchester City without Rodri. They were the better team, 100%. But also, I want to say that. Also, what if it works for Chelsea? What if Chelsea gets a little bit of luck? And I'm saying that the plan is simple for Chelsea: don't control the position, just play behind Arsenal's press, and wait for the chances to fall in your way. If you press Arsenal high and you isolate Cucurella or something, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus are going to tear them apart. And if Pochettino does that, now it's back to square one again.
No,
it's
James
all about
either.
results.
He's not back yet, is he?
No, he's not back.
No. But Malo Gusto's good, though. I like Malo Gusto.
You like Malo Gusto?
Yeah, he's good. I didn't realise he got a French call-up. Like, that's big for him, like, innit? But, yeah. I do like him.
Thiago Silva should be dropped from that team.
I had a debate with someone on Twitter about this, similar anyway, because he was trying to say that Chalobah should play ahead of Silva, and I was like, hang on a minute, calm down. But I just think he's got too much experience to be taken out of that side. I know, obviously, every player gets to a point when they're on the wane, but I'm just not sure Chelsea have enough. I mean, who would you play, bro? Would it be Disasi, Colwell? Or is Colwell still playing at left back? I've not seen much of Chelsea lately, but who would go in instead of Thiago Silva?
They can play Colwell on the left, and they can play Disasi, and then they can play Cucurella on the left back, who has been not bad.
Maybe, but I just don't think if you've got Thiago Silva at your disposal, I don't think you're dropping me.
I think Thiago Silva, in this game, he will be all right. That's what I think. In this game, he will be all right if they don't press high. Imagine if they press high and Thiago Silva's left one-on-one with Saka, Martinelli, or Jesus on a counter-attack. We know how that will go. This is what I think. We know how that will go.
Someone's just mentioned Badiashile, though, and I
He's not back yet, but I like Badiashile. He's amazing.
Right, yeah, he is great. Someone just said, is he not ready to play? So, no, if he's not...
I'm not sure if he's ready to play or not, but I think it's going to be... when he comes back... Also, it's going to take time for him. The guy hasn't played. It's going to take time for the guy, right? Like, just wait for him a little bit. Wait for him. Guys, hit that like button for us, of course. But the last thing is that, do you think... Now Arsenal won Man City. We haven't spoken since then.
No.
Do you think that's the sign of Arsenal being mature? Do you think that that's the sign of
Yeah.
Arsenal being mature, Arsenal being composed in this year?
Yeah, and also Arteta. Because he was lauded. I think it was last season when he took the game to City, and for 45 minutes they were great, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, they were amazing." This time he went different, man. And I think that shows a little bit of flexibility from him. Sometimes you just can't go and meet every team and head on. I thought they managed it really well. His subs worked a treat. you know, no one would have expected him to make them subs and them all combined to score the goal.
Yeah.
So I just think he's took that next step. It's another issue off your back, you know what I mean? And I think, as friendly as the Charity Shield is, even that was enough. You get that and they think, okay, we can beat them. And then they've gone and done it in the league. So that's why I just think now Arsenal will be in that trajectory, like, no one's getting in our way. Let's just keep going. And I see the same on the weekend against Chelsea, to be honest.
And you spoke about Declan Rice, of course, many times, and you told me Declan Rice this, Declan Rice that.
I love him though, man. But do you know what? He's not my favourite.
I don't know why you love him so much.
Bellingham's my favourite.
Bellingham is my... But why do you like Declan Rice that much? If played for West Ham, doesn't have any... Like,
no, but I think that's
what... Do you like him as a player?
Yes.
You always like him as a player.
Yeah, I like him as a player. There was a little bit where it was like Calvin, Declan Rice,
yes,
Calvin,
exactly.
Declan Rice.
So I'm expecting you to not like...
No. I can appreciate him, man. I can appreciate him. And I think sometimes I don't think these players get enough credit when they're playing for a West Ham. I don't think he got enough credit. I think, listen, this is no disrespect to Arsenal fans, but there's a lot of players that Arsenal have signed that have come lower down the table and straight away they're ready to put them in the bin. No, we should have got this player. We should have got that player. Now look at Ben White. They all love Ben White. Now look at, Ramsdale. Even Ramsdale, I know he's been dropped. A lot of Arsenal fans would still at times like him to play. They were mocked, not even by opposing fans, by their own fans. And I think a lot of that from Rice as well. A lot of them wanted this player, that player. And just to see him go there and smash it. And you know me, I'm a bit of a passion merchant. I'm an emotional guy. And I actually like Declan Rice, the man, as well. He comes across really well. So, and I'm glad he didn't go Chelsea. Because obviously him and Mason Mount, they were best friends. They came through Chelsea. And I know they binned him off. But I just didn't want him to go there. So I actually like Arsenal out of all the top six clubs because I dislike Man United and they were winning it when I was growing up. When Wenger came and he made that team and you had the likes of Henry, Perez, Ljungberg, I loved them. Obviously not as much as me, but I was like, yes, we're finally seeing someone take it to Manchester United and knock them off their perch. So, and I have no ill feeling towards them. So for me, it's just nice to see. And I like Arsenal, the football club. The fans are a bit crazy, but that's okay.
How can you like Arsenal Football Club? It's just I actually don't hate Arsenal at all. And I said that if I was to support the Premier League team, because when I started watching it with the Invincible season, it was gonna be Arsenal. The problem for me is that their fans sometimes are over the top. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like you haven't won in 20 years. You came second 1 year, and you're talking to me about this, that. I'm a humble person when it comes to football. Like I know the team I support, even when we won a treble, right? We won 3 Champions Leagues. Like Inter are one of the biggest teams. But
that's can I just add as well, just on that? That's one of my favourite teams, bro. That Inter team that won the treble. I love that team. Milito up top, Etu, you got Schneider, Cambiasso, Lucio, all them, Zanetti, and then Mourinho as well. Like, I love that team. It's class. I love that team.
But we're always humble. Like, we talk to other people, but the problem with Arsenal fans for me is that this is an agenda show, so I'm allowed to say whatever. People are going to clip that. Is that sometimes... Like last year, I said I back Arsenal to win the league. I back Arsenal to win the league. But however, I didn't see any. I know people like this chest thing. Like they say, talk with chest. You can talk with chest, but also in the same time, you can be a little bit reasonable and humble. But no, that's not what is happening. You know what I mean? Like that Liverpool season with the quad thing. I actually didn't want Liverpool to win the quad just because I know that I will live the rest of my life until I die here in the quad. Every time I talk about football,
It's true.
we won the quad. We're the only team to win the quad. We are the only team to win the quad, even though other
Uh,
countries don't even have a second cup. But
yeah.
yeah, that's one of the things. You know what I mean? Everybody that is watching, hit that like button for me, people. The like button is underneath your live chat. It's simple. It doesn't cost you a penny. But can we get the likes up to 50, guys? Just hit that like button, people. It's
Big
simple.
up Solomon as well. Solomon came over and just jumped on, gave me a membership, and then skipped away. And I was like, "You're a top guy, man. You're a top
Yeah,
guy."
Ahmed Suleiman, of course, he's
Yeah,
Egyptian guy. He's my guy. Of course, he helps
yeah,
the channel massively, Ahmed, of
yeah.
course. Thank you, everybody. Not all Arsenal fans are over the top. The problem is, what about the ones I work with
That's
on
the thing,
YouTube?
innit?
I get,
Yeah.
of course, it's of course
Pot,
not
do
all
you know
of
who's
them.
pretty calm? Potsy. Dan Potsy's calm. You
Yeah,
know Potsy, don't
Dan
you?
was so composed. He talked
Yeah,
about Arsenal last year. I like Dan. He's one of the people that,
yeah. He's
he waits
level-headed.
for the he waits for the achievement to celebrate it. He doesn't celebrate before they
Yeah.
actually win the race. And this is one of the Dan Potts was class last
Mm.
year. But it's not only about last year. It's just this for some reason Arsenal fans, and it's this notion of we are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I'm like, we sit at the table with Liverpool, with Manchester United. We are one of the biggest clubs in the world. And like, I get it. Fan base wise, you are as big as a lot of other teams. You're bigger than the Italian teams. You're bigger than this. You're bigger than that. But in my opinion, you cannot sit at the table with Manchester United and Liverpool. You aren't at the
I,
table with the biggest clubs in terms of achievement because the achievements, and I'm talking about recent history. I'm not going to talk about the 50s or the
no,
40s.
I get it.
It's all about being successful over a long period of time in
100%.
the recent history. And I see Manchester United, now
Well,
Liverpool,
they
the
dominated
history.
the 90s, didn't they? And before that, it was Liverpool in the 70s. You know, Lee, this is the thing. You need. I get what you're saying. I don't think they're quite at that
And
level
they haven't
either,
won.
if I'm
They haven't won
honest.
the Champions League, which is you cannot sit here and talk to me about
True.
being one of the biggest clubs in Europe or the world without winning your continental competition. That is the
Mm,
pinnacle. The pinnacle of football is to win the continental competition, the Champions League.
yeah, yeah.
That's my thing. And Arsenal fans get so hurt about this, and Arsenal fans get so like annoyed when I say that. I'm just saying the truth. I'm literally just saying the truth. It's you have to win the Champions League. Do you agree that you have to win the Champions League?
I think, yeah, yeah, I think so, yeah. Like, for sure. I think in order to be considered an elite football club, then you've had to have won it at some point in your history. And you would be expectant that, look, you get the odd look at Nottingham Forest, right? Yeah, they won it. Villa won it. You know, we got to a final and got absolutely screwed by a German referee against Bayern Munich. Yeah, he got arrested for corruption a few years later. So, yeah, we got scammed. If anyone don't know about that, you need to watch that final and see the state
What
of the
year was that?
decisions. 73, I
So
think. I'm not too sure. Was it?
why is someone saying that Leeds won it in 75? No, they haven't won it. Leeds
No,
have not
we
won the
we we
Champions League.
haven't won it. Oh, that's what 75. That's what he's referring to, though. It's
That was the
75.
final, though.
Yes, against Bayern Munich, but there was a referee. Basically, it still pains me now because I go. Oh, if we'd have won that, if we'd, because like you say, if you win the pinnacle, the top European competition, no one can chat to you. Really, you can say, yeah, but we won a Champions League.
See yeah. See this comment. This comment. Normally, I only put the comments super chats to display. Only biggest clubs at the top table are Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich. Actually, it is Inter won a triple like Manchester United, won 19 league titles. AC Milan won 19 league titles, 7 Champions Leagues, and Juventus won 33 leagues and 2 Champions Leagues. So, to be honest, like there is people just forget about the Italian clubs. Bayern Munich as well, 5 Champions Leagues. Come on, that's history here. But anyway,
Mm.
we're talking about big clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mo, do you
sorry.
realize
What?
Arsenal has one of the biggest? See, that's what Arsenal fans say. The fan base. I get that. You have a big fan base. I'm not here measuring fan bases because I'm sure there's a team in China that has a massive fan base. Does that make sense? It's
Yeah.
not about the fan base. I'm not here comparing fan base because fan base, there's other things. There is marketing, there is the language you speak. Of course, there is the Premier League is very famous in America. And during social media era, the biggest league is the Premier League. Does that make sense? I'm talking about. It's not about Chelsea have a big fan base. Does that make sense? It's not
Yeah.
about this. It's about Bayern
Here's
Munich
one for
won
you
six.
then.
People
Here's
say,
one for you more.
yeah.
And do you consider Chelsea closer to that top table than Arsenal because they've won the Champions League?
This is a very awkward conversation.
Yeah, because I don't. I think Arsenal's
So
still
in my
bigger
opinion,
than
I think
Chelsea.
winning the Champions League equal about three. Like lately, people put the Premier League as like, it's higher than the Champions League. We forget that before Real Madrid won it 3 times in a row, nobody in the recent history since they changed the name to Champions League has ever retained it, and it's the hardest competition to win. People say the league is harder, yes, but you face the elite, you face the creme de la creme in Europe when you go play that competition. So, in my opinion, Chelsea winning 2 Champions Leagues and 2 Europa League, I think that accounts for something, and that accounts for probably 6 league titles or 7 league titles. I think Arsenal and Chelsea are the same because the 13 league titles for Arsenal, the amount of cups, I think the Champions Leagues and the Europa Leagues compensate for that. But they are not talking to Liverpool. They are not talking to Manchester United. They're not talking to Real Madrid, Inter, Milan, Barcelona. They aren't. They can't talk to them at all, by the way. So that's what I think. I think Chelsea are close to Arsenal. They are in the same. I think they sit on the same table, Chelsea and Arsenal. Even though Arsenal have 13 league titles and Chelsea have 5, if I'm not mistaken. But winning the Champions League and winning the Europa League probably compensate for that. People don't like
think
that,
they
but
could
that's
do it
fine.
this season?
Who can do it?
Arsenal.
Yeah, they can, but I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will either. But
I don't know what is
think they'll
going
go
on in
pretty
the
far.
chat. I don't know what is going on in the chat, but if there is beef going between mods, I would like to stop that, please, people. So
I think they're only arguing over who's got the most fans. That's all.
it doesn't matter who got the most fans. I don't care. Like, guys, having the most fans is not a trophy. I promise you this.
No, I wish
having
it was.
the most fans is not gonna win you the Premier League. Having the most fans isn't gonna win you the Champions League. You just have to understand this. Yeah. Guys, there's over 70 of you here in this early hour for me.
100, man.
If you hit that like button, we will get these people to 100 people watching.
Yeah.
Just hit that like button. Come on, stop that conversation in the chat and hit that like button. Come on, don't be greedy, don't be cheap. Just hit that like button. It's free. And your support is appreciated, of course. Super chats appreciated. Memberships, check out memberships to be on a member panel. Probably will do it the next Sunday, of course, because I was asked by a lot of members to do it the Sunday after, unless I receive enough emails. If you're a member, send me an email. The email is in the community member. There's a community post. You send me an email to be on a show with me. Let's move on to Manchester City, Brighton. How do you see this game going? Rodri is back. Is he the most important player in the world? Is Haaland ever going to score a goal again? That's the question, though. Is he ever going to score again?
Do you know what's mad, mate? And I think it's wild, right? And you know I'm big on FPL. He's the 5th most transferred out player, Haaland. And I think that is mental, personally. Because, yes, look, Haaland hasn't been great of late, but it's Haaland. He's still got 8 goals in 8 games or something like that. It's just because we're so used to this superhuman performance that we seen last season. It's always going to be difficult for anyone to maintain that. It's like Jude Bellingham's got 10 goals in 10 games. Let's say he doesn't score for free. Everyone will be like, he's fallen off. He's fallen off already. He's no good. I just think it's mad. I think, for me, Haaland will score. I don't think Brighton, I think they'll beat Brighton. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance. I think Pep, this international break, I know he won't have had a lot of them about, but Rodri being back in there, and Brighton haven't been great defensively. I think Haaland's going to cook, and I think he'll get a couple of goals, actually, to be honest, against Brighton. So for those that are taking him out,
everybody
crazy.
A lot of people took him out. Like, pause.
It's mental. It's mental.
It's absolutely, like, I stopped playing FPL like a couple of weeks ago. I got bored of it. Like, it's my first. It was first year. Actually, no. I was actually third in the league with Never a Foul. I just got bored of changing the players every week and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's my
I've
first year
just brought
ever
him
to
to
play APL.
Simicast. Costa to Simicast for Andy
I actually
Robertson.
don't think that
Nice.
Tsimikas is gonna play, and we'll come to the Liverpool game. I think he's gonna play 3 in the back. That's what I think is gonna
I
happen.
hope not, mate, because I've wasted a transfer.
You put Tsimikas in there.
100%, man.
But let's talk about who do you want to see win this game? Brighton.
Actually, City. Actually,
You
City.
want City to win?
Yeah, I do. I don't mind City, mate. It's a bit mad, isn't it? I don't mind Pep. I love Haaland, obviously. His dad's played for Leeds. He was born in Leeds, so I'll never not like Haaland. It'd be interesting to see if Calvin's going to get any sort of minutes. I don't think he will, but it'll be interesting to see because, but then again, Rodri's back in, so no, he won't. Yeah, I don't mind City, and to be honest, as much as I'm sick of hearing about Brighton, if I'm honest.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I'm sick of the gushing over De Zerbi. I'm not saying he's not great, mate. I get it, but every time now it's Brighton.
But because they're great.
Yeah, it's just
they're absolutely great.
Maybe it's because I'm in the Championship and I look at Brighton and think we're a bigger club than Brighton. I don't like this. I don't know,
of course you're a bigger club than Brighton.
I'm sick of it more. My agenda is I'm sick of hearing about Brighton.
I think Brighton, for me, are the team that all people should rally behind. I think that this is my opinion. Anyway,
of course, yeah.
Of course. Anyway,
I don't think it's gone as well in Europe as people expected either.
Yes, and that because it's a different. That Europe thing is kind of is a because it's you play in Europe. The other teams don't respect you as much as people respect you in the Premier League. That I'm in your local league.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like you're going to play somebody away from home. You think these players sit and watch you every week? They don't watch you. They don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The coach watches the tapes. The coach gives you the plan, but nobody watches you. Like the player that play for Marseille, or the player that play for Nice, or the player that play for PSG, they have no idea who you are. Pascal Gross, they have no idea who you are. Ferguson, they don't know you. I'm telling you this.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact, by the way, talking to football players. Here, even in the United States, they say we don't know people. We don't watch. We're really involved in our game, and we don't watch other teams. But anyway, I think I'm with Brighton. Big up everybody that joined, of course, from Big Six Bands, from Monster Stream. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button for us, people. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. It's easy. It doesn't cost you a penny. And just do it now. Hit that like button for us. Get us to 100 likes so we can get more people. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new, this is the Mojenda versus Joe show. I want to change it. It's a Joe versus Mojenda show. But yeah, like the reason why I want Brighton to win is that I want the good story to continue with Brighton. And to be honest, it's funny if Pep Guardiola loses 3 games in a row. It's just funny, isn't it? I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's never happened. Pep Guardiola losing 3 games will be something funny.
Do you think they will though, bro, with Rodri?
No.
Back?
So the reality is, I think Man City will actually outscore Brighton this game.
Yeah, same.
Right? But who do I want to win? I want Brighton to win because, first of all, it's a fun story. I think it's going to be the story of the week if Pep Guardiola, because also I want to see Pep Guardiola in the press conference after he loses his 3rd game in a row. That would be so much fun. He's going to. I think the guy speaks out of his ass when he loses games.
Yeah.
Like 100%. The guy's is a sore loser for sure. So, like, to be honest,
do you know what this is? I was going to say the first time. It's definitely not the first time because look how they operated when they bought all them fullbacks. But do you think City have got their transfer business quite drastically wrong this summer?
There was nobody else. That's the thing. There was nobody else. They could have gone more to
Kovacic and Nunes. I don't know. It's not. It's obviously not worked. City fans will disagree with me, but I wonder
if it worked. I don't think it didn't work, Joe. I think
when
Rodri was not there, it didn't work. But I thought Kovacic started the season very, very well. Doku was great. Even Foden was good. Then that makes sense. I think these games without Rodri exposed a little bit of, yeah, we have no replacement for this guy, and it's not working without him, and we needed a replacement, and we screwed up by keeping Calvin Phillips. We should have sold Calvin Phillips and got another body there. But who guarantees that if they got another one, it would have worked, Joe?
No. Yeah, no.
There's only one Rodri in the world. Guys, there's over 130 of you here. Welcome everybody from Month Stream. Thank you so much. So please hit that like button for me. Give me to 100 likes. Don't be cheap. The like button is underneath your live chat. Do I need to show you on my phone how to hit that like button? It's not tough. Just hit the like button, people. Yeah, what is this?
Someone said Rodri FC. I love that.
I was listening to The Guardian yesterday. I don't know if you listened to that podcast.
Yeah, I do listen to it, bro.
Yeah, it's actually what got me into talking about football in here, because I always talked about football on the coffee shop with my friends. It's that Guardian, Max Rushden. I know you listen to the guys, and they were saying,
do you listen to Football Ramble?
I used to. I found them boring, the guys.
Oh dear, On the Continent's really good. I listened to that because he is an interesting one. They were saying On the Continent. Alan,
actually, the Football Ramble is the first podcast I listened to, and I listened to for about like a month, and then I found the Guardian, and then I listened to Football Daily, Robbie Savage, and
I listen,
and
but apparently Bayern Munich are interested in Calvin in January, you know, according to On the Continent.
Newcastle want Calvin
Newcastle
Phillips,
as well, obviously,
because Tonali is going to get suspended, so they want. But I don't know why would you want Calvin Phillips. How do you see this Calvin Phillips situation? Why didn't he? It's ridiculous how it didn't work.
Yeah, it's mad. I just think, again, Pep values Bielsa that much that he's seen how Calvin had operated at Leeds United under Bielsa and just said, assumed it would work. In terms of character as well, there isn't many better out there than Calvin. He's just a really, really nice lad, and he's never going to cause any problems for Pep. He's not a Cancelo, for example. You're never going to get any issues. We've seen that when basically Pep came out and said, yeah, he wanted to leave, he wanted to stay, so we kept him. Whereas if that's someone else, he'd be going, no, you're going, get out. Do you know what I mean?
Calvin, yeah. Do you reckon that them keeping Calvin Phillips might be the reason why they wouldn't win the league, for example, because there's no replacement for Rodri?
I mean, potentially, because Rodri's that important, right? So they needed a direct replacement for him. He's tried Rico Lewis there, Stones in there, whoever, every man and his dog, except Calvin. So clearly, he doesn't rate Calvin. Do I think Calvin will go elsewhere and do a job? Yeah, I think had, say, for example, West Ham not been doing as well and brought Edson Alvarez, I think he could have gone in there. I think Newcastle, he could do a job. He's still a good player. Do I think he's better than Endo at Liverpool? Yeah. Again, that Endo one smacks of like the Arthur one they got from Juve. I mean, he's just not playing, is he? Is he ever going to play? I don't know.
He's going to play again, Endo.
You think?
He's going to play, but he's not going to start, though.
I think Calvin's still a top player, and hopefully will.
I used to rate Calvin way more than Declan Rice. I thought Declan
a lot of people did. I know.
Cass did.
Not Cass. Oh my God! How can I forget his name? Don Hassam did as well. Don used to come on my channel when we did a Premier League show, and he used to say it all the time. That
but somehow Declan Rice exceeded my expectations, but. Back to this game, to be honest, the people that say I want City to lose, absolutely, you're the best team in the world. I want you to lose because I hate the dominance. I hate how City win games. So I absolutely question for Joe. Someone is asking you a question. For Joe, Nunes come back. So we'll talk about Liverpool then. Nunes come back with a knock every time he returns from international. Is Bielsa training methods too brutal? Look at Calvin's injuries. Good question. Very good question.
What I would say to you, Shaka, is all I'll say is Nunes is lighting it up at Uruguay for Bielsa. When he scored the 2 goals against Newcastle, he was asked after the game, what's changed? He didn't talk about Klopp. No disrespect. He actually said, I had some time on Zoom with Bielsa, and he adjusted some things. So listen, please don't buy into this narrative that you will hear from the media that they are overtrained, they are Bielsa burnout and all this sort of stuff. It's codswallop. Does he need to regenerate the squad every 3 years? Yes, he's come out and said that fact, and that's why Leeds United fell off as much as they did, because we didn't give him more players and churn the squad out. But no, there's nothing. What are we saying, that Nunes can't cope with 10 days of intense training? Is that what we're saying? Come on, man, the professional footballers that play, countless games a season. So not for me, mate. All I will say is Nunes will improve under Bielsa. So that's a good thing for Liverpool. That is a good thing for Liverpool.
Yeah, this is Nunes guy is someone who can score a goal, but also does something completely out of football, like can be playing cricket on the pitch, but he can score a goal. Like it's very strange for me, to be honest. People hit that like button for us. We've gone for 35 minutes. So Liverpool, Everton. Who do you want to win, and why do you want that team to win or this team to lose?
I want Liverpool to win because, in terms of Everton, they took Jack Harrison, obviously. They have basically flaunted financial regulations now for about 3 or 4 seasons. And obviously, should they have had a points deduction before now, potentially? So, yeah, look, I think for me, Liverpool all day. And I sound like a broken record. Don't actually mind Liverpool as well. It's anybody except Man United and Chelsea, and I'm good. But
I don't know why you hate Chelsea that much. It's like, what did they do to you?
No, so this is back.
Wow,
so
I know they came to the picture when you got relegated.
No, so back in 1970, I can't remember if it's 70. I think it's 70 actually. Yeah, we played Chelsea in an FA Cup final. They won, but it's been voted as the most violent football match ever. If you want to see a game, so someone re-refed it years and said that basically there would have been like 11 red cards. You know what it was like in the 70s. No word of a lie. They went back and watched it and re-refed it. So it stems from that. And we sing about Chelsea, they sing about us. I remember seeing an interview, Gus Poyet said the most game that he looked forward to was Leeds when we were in the Prem then. So there is a rivalry there between the clubs, but it's very much of a certain age. Do you know what I mean? Like the kids these days would be like, whatever, you're not on our level, but it's one of them.
You think this, Mr. Link, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, your super chats are appreciated, of course, for the channel, supports the channel massively. Darwin is getting schooled by Bielsa in Art of 9. Do you think he can actually improve
look what
him?
He did. Yeah, look at what he did with Bamford. Bamford's best goal-scoring record came under Bielsa. He scored 17 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
17 goals. And got an England call-up, you know?
Do you know that Patrick Bamford, for me, should not be a footballer?
But look,
did you see the way he touches the ball? Do you see the way he runs with the ball? Patrick Bamford is so awkward. It's unbelievable, bro. Very awkward. And Bielsa made a forward out of this guy.
Yeah.
I remember actually when I watched it's the first documentary on it, the one that is made about Leeds.
Take Me Home. Yeah.
Take Me Home. And I was watching him, and I'm like, when they got Patrick Bamford, I'm like, this guy is the superstar that Leeds signed, because you signed him from someone else in the championship.
Middlesbrough, yeah.
And I'm like, this guy that cannot even walk with the ball for 10 meters. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Link. Yeah, I think.
Do you know what as well? Can I just add as well?
Yes.
On the genius of Bielsa, the season before, Calvin Phillips was playing as an advanced midfielder, almost in the 10, under Thomas Christensen. And Marcelo Bielsa came in, and the first thing he did when they were all sat in the dressing room, he went round and gave them a number. And he pointed at Calvin and went number 6. And Calvin was like, what? Eh? And now look, he ends up playing for England in a European final alongside Declan Rice in the 6. Before that, he was playing as an 8 and sometimes as a 10 and scoring goals. So this is the genius of the man. So
do you think Marcelo Bielsa is the best coach in recent history?
now that he's got, obviously, you can't complain about Pep. But
No, about Pep. I get what he said,
Yeah.
but I mean the best coach. But he hasn't coached City.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? I think the difference with Bielsa is he goes into teams that are not at the top. Do I think if Bielsa went into City, they would be just as good? Yes, they would be absolutely phenomenal. But what he does is, come on, man, he dropped to the Championship with Leeds United. He did awesome things with Chile. He's lauded everywhere he's gone, you know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, he is, bro, because I'm a season ticket holder. I used to go to the games. I went from a season of just absolute shocking football. The season after, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. And he did it in the space of about 6-7 weeks of pre-season. I was like, how do you do this? It's almost like Ange. Ange is doing a similar thing. Because look at the turnaround between Spurs last season and this. So,
yeah. For me, going back to the Liverpool and the Everton game,
yeah.
I want Liverpool to win. I actually think that Sean Dyche, it should be illegal. I keep saying that. It should be illegal for him to coach in the Premier League. I'm serious about it. He plays atrocious football. He's absolutely terrible. He sets the team back. Yes, good by setting the team banks of 4 to defend and lump it to the big guy. It's not even a plan. Like it's just not like he doesn't defend with a plan. I think it's relying on clearances and blocks and stuff like that. They don't even stop the ball from going. Like they don't stop the chances. Does that make sense? Like they still concede a lot of chances. So I want Liverpool. Also, I want Liverpool to win for Mohamed Salah. I want Mohamed Salah to be the top scorer again before he leaves at the end of the year. If you know what I mean, like because I believe that he is gonna leave at the end of the year, at the end of the season. He's gonna go to Saudi Arabia. They're gonna replace him with somebody else. But I really want.
I've seen Leroy Sané mentioned a few times.
Yeah, Leroy Sané. There is Bowen, and I think one of them will be at Liverpool. But I think they replace Mohamed Salah collectively, which is one of the best things that I read. One of the guys commented and said, "You don't replace Mohamed Salah by like to like. You replace him collectively with changing the way you play and stuff like that." But I want Liverpool to win. To be honest, to stay close to the top, and that's gonna be my take. Is like. I think Liverpool will win, and I actually want them to win, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. We need the more teams in the race, the better.
Yeah,
that's why I like
boring, right?
Yeah, I know I was saying I'm sick of hearing about Brighton, but I like the fact that we've got Brighton, Villa, Newcastle, other teams as well, because it also means the top 4 race is exciting, the top 5 race, the European spots, and a team like Man United or Chelsea might not get in there, and that's huge, man. So I love it, me.
Yeah, 100%. It's got 150 people are here. Get to 100. Like, I don't know why you guys don't want to hit that. Like, do I have to keep telling you guys to like the freaking video? Do I have to keep telling you to like the video? The like button look like this. The like button look like this. It's simple. It doesn't cost you a penny. It's a thumbs up thing. One of the things. So moving on from that to your favorite subject, Manchester United playing Sheffield United away. Did you see the interview with McTominay saying that he turned the corner and people? It was the Football Daily, and I think it was Ben Haynes or something, if I'm not mistaken. He's telling him, yeah, or someone that interviewed him, like they thought that, yeah, he turned the corner. Now he showed Ten Hag what he's made of. I'm like, what are you guys watching? Is that the same football we watch? The guy came on the pitch, hang out in the 18, scored a couple of goals, but that's about it. That doesn't make him a better footballer.
See, the thing is, though, what I will say for McTominay, and I asked Cass this, and I asked, who else was it? Other Man United fan, I can't remember. Or maybe I put a comment in on Saeed's channel, I can't remember. But I think Man United need these players still about the place, mate, but they don't want them, do you know what I mean? Because they're looking... See, for Man United, they're always wanting the big name. They always want this, and sometimes if you deep it and look at Alex Ferguson's era, there was loads of these players about. Do you think Alex Ferguson would have sold McTominay? No,
because he's Scottish.
Well, not even that. It's just like because he knows the football club, and I know that's a cliche, but I think sometimes you need players that care, man. And
I completely disagree with you.
You disagree?
I disagree. I think McTominay is not good enough to play football at Man United. I gave him the benefit of the doubt many times. I think he's not good enough to play for Manchester United. I think his footballing ability isn't great. I think he hides. I think he's a scared kid. He's 26 years old and he acts on the pitch like a kid. He plays in the midfield, hides, doesn't show to get the ball, is not creating angles for his teammates. I think that's not good enough for Manchester United unless
No, that's fair.
you accept mediocrity. And he's a mediocre player.
But
He
who
had
else
that.
can they turn to, bro, right now?
Nobody. There's nobody.
Yeah.
And McTominay isn't the solution. Yeah, McTominay is the solution when you're losing against Brentford and all of Brentford sitting back at their area and you're lumping the ball forward. Yeah, that's completely different. But I don't think that's a solution. Do you think he starts them? Casemiro's injured, so he's not playing.
Well, he'll have to then, won't he? You'd imagine he will do, right? Yeah,
I think it's going to be
Casemiro got
Amrabat.
injured, didn't he? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Reguilon's back now, and I think Varane might be back as well, bro. So they might look much stronger because obviously Amrabat at left back.
Do you think they win this game? Because I predicted them to win 2-0.
I think they will beat Sheffield United. Sheffield United are rubbish, aren't they, unfortunately?
Oh my God, Sheffield United is so bad. It's unbelievable. And their coach, I feel like he doesn't know. Like, listen, I don't watch the championship, but people tell me this coach is this and that. He's atrocious, bro. Like, he doesn't know what to do in the games. But Man United, who do you want to win? Of course, you want Sheffield to win. Same here. Because if Man United lose, I think we laugh a lot. It's
Can you
amazing.
imagine the content, mate? Can you imagine seeing the content?
Is amazing. I think if Man United lose, it will be great for content. It will be great for newspaper. It will be great for podcasts and stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun, to be honest. Yeah. Because I don't care because they do not challenge for the title. I don't think they're going to challenge for the title. So I don't care, to be honest. I actually don't care. I want them to lose. But I'm expecting them to win. That's the thing. I'm expecting Man United to win this game 2-0, and they're going to say, we're back.
Dennis Rodman says, we big up Tottenham so much, but they struggled at home with this Sheffield United team. I disagree, mate. I think you're looking at the scoreline and assuming that, if we're being honest, it could have been 3-0 within about 10 minutes. And if that had have happened, it'd have ended up being about 6 or 7. I'm not sure. Look, I think Richarlison could finish his dinner. That's a different game. I think sometimes we just see a scoreline and going, ooh. Who's he on about? Me or you? I don't know.
I don't know, but he has his name as Ephraim Glazer. Someone really like the owners, though. Why we're pissing you off, man? We're just saying our opinion. You can say your opinion. You're a Man United fan. But big up. I appreciate it. But thank you, everybody, for watching us, of course. That's Spurs. Do you like this Spurs story?
I like the Spurs side, yeah. I like Ange. I like Mickey van der Ven. I like Son. I like that he's brought Pepe Matistar, and because I'm not a big fan of Ollie Skip, and everyone was chatting like he's the next best thing.
Do you know that I said that Oliver Skip should not be playing for a Premier League side, and I've been called crazy? I actually think his footballing ability is very mediocre.
Yeah, he did well in the Championship for Norwich, but like you say, he shouldn't be starting for Spurs. That's for sure. I know he's not
exactly. He's a mediocre player. People say he's the next big thing, and I'm like, what do you see that you think he's the next big thing? He's a very mediocre player. Doesn't have any. He doesn't excel in anything.
No, I agree. I think the thing is for Spurs, and this is what I'm really intrigued to find out, is what happens in January, because they're going to be in a good position, bro. They're going to be in a good position. Will Daniel Levy say, "Come on, let's
back the club, let's buy some players."
Back the club, let's buy some, because apparently Juve want Højbjerg. That's 25 million they're demanding. Whether they'll get that, but again, you'll then need to replace Højbjerg, and I know he's not, but he seems to be the go-to sub. So who are they going to bring in? Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they do, because we know what he's like. We know what Enoch's like, and they like to do it on the cheap. And I think if they back this guy, there's the chance for them to really build something. And I'm not saying challenge for titles. I think that's crazy. But
I don't think they're going to win the title. I think in the next 5 games, if Spurs win them, and the only tough game on paper is Chelsea at home, right? But if they win 5 games, they're going to be on 35 points from 13 games. So they're going to be on 35 points out of 39 games. Can you imagine that? Just deep that and think about it. It's 4 points only out of 13 games. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I'm not sure if even Arsenal did that last year, but I think Arsenal did that last year. It's crazy, actually. It's absolutely
I
crazy.
just don't think they've got the squad depth more, do you?
No, they don't. No, they don't.
No.
But I'm not
That's the
gonna
problem.
assume injuries though. I'm
Yeah,
not someone
exactly,
here
yeah.
to sit
If
and
they
assume
stay fit.
injuries.
Yeah.
Like if injuries happen, they happen. But I'm not gonna sit here and assume injuries. The bigger problem is with Spurs is that the African Cup of Nations with Suman Sar and the Asian Cup where Son is gonna be gone. So what are you gonna do then?
Yeah, they're in trouble.
That's what I don't know is gonna happen. Solomon is injured. Brendan Johnson is injured, who I don't rate at all. Brendan Johnson, anyway. But I think Spurs are. But I said it yesterday on the show. I said, if this is the beginning of Spurs, how is the end? If this is the beginning of Angie's ball, how about the end? How does it look? Or do you think this is a new manager bounce?
No, I don't think it's a new manager bounce. I think.
So you think this is just the beginning of something good?
Yeah, I think he's been a success everywhere he's gone, hasn't he? He's got a clear style of play, and he's what I say, he's a winner. He's won wherever he's gone. He's won games. He's clearly great around the place. Look, someone's just mentioned Dyer in there though, but it's like the way that
Dyer hasn't seen a minute this year.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But let's think about how integrated he was within that squad with the rest of them, and he's just come in and gone, nah. Dyer's fuming, he's not got the captaincy. Well, I'm going to speak to Daniel Levy, and just clearly said, "This it's my way or the highway." And I think he's a good manager, and I think if they back him, it'll be good. Because if they don't and he continues, then what's to say someone in Europe might come and get him from a bigger club?
Last one is Newcastle Crystal Palace. Do you think the Tonali thing is going to be a shadow on them? There's going to be problems? Or do you think they're going to walk this game? Roy Hodgson can set a team to defend, to be honest. But do you think Newcastle, it's going to be an easy game? Or do you think this is going to be a tough game? How do you see this game?
Crystal Palace have been low-key pretty decent this season, haven't they? Joachim Anderson, Mark Guehi, and they're doing bits. Edouard's scoring goals. I think Eze might be back soon. But
Crystal Palace is 9th, and they are 1 point behind Newcastle, believe it or not.
Yeah.
This is a mid-table clash.
Yeah, mid-table clash. Do you think Tonali will play? Because he's not officially been banned yet, has he?
I don't think he's going to play. And they're going to be idiots if they play him. They should not play him until this cleared out. Tonali's going to get suspended.
I know the
at
first
least
lad
7 months.
got banned. He's been banned already, the first lad. What was his name? Begins with
Fagioli, the Juventus guy.
Yeah. But I know Tonali hasn't had.
He might be suspended even more than Fagioli.
Yeah, I think.
And
so, yeah,
by the way, just to let you know, you're listening. I know if you listen to the Guardian, Nicky Bandini explained it and actually said, for the people in the chat that don't know, if Tonali gets suspended in Italy, he can still play in England legally. However, the Italian Federation will ask UEFA to make that ban in Europe, so he cannot play in Europe. So that's one of the things. But
I think as well, like the big thing for Tonali, I was listening to one of the Athletics today. I think Fagioli said that Tonali introduced him to it, and I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit snaky. And then you've got Zaniolo, but apparently Zaniolo's only poker. So they don't think they think Zaniolo might be all right because it might only be poker.
Poker isn't a problem, actually. If you're not betting,
no, that's what I'm saying. I think the thing in Italy, this is what they were saying, is that because it was an illegal gambling site, they're worried about corruption from people that run these sites and then influence players to do certain things in games. So I think actually Zaniolo might be all right. But the thing is with Tonali, he bet on Milan games, didn't he? And I swear that...
Yeah, he said I bet on Milan games or I didn't play. Well, it doesn't make it any better.
Exactly. They might even be able to prove that he did. This is the thing, isn't it? And yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just don't bet, man. Do you know what I mean?
Just don't bet. For real, just don't bet. Don't bet. Listen, do you want Newcastle to win the game? Do you want Newcastle to do good? Or are you against Newcastle as a club?
No,
so, right, you can be honest.
No, I like Newcastle.
Like for me, I want Newcastle to do good. I think Newcastle are going to be... Because I think
to do more in the Champions League, though, more, and I think they can. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people in the Champions League. I said this weeks ago on Never a Foul, saying at home against teams. And I think it was Cass said, Joe, these players are used to playing in big stadiums and whatnot, and they battered PSG. Battered PSG.
Which are
You could,
atrocious.
yeah, I hear it, but still, you would think they would be able to
Yeah.
do it back. So I want Newcastle to do more in the Champions League, and I think they will do more.
I
Yeah.
think they will be all right. I still think that they will struggle to get out of the group. They will go to Europa League or something. I think
No,
so.
I think they'll be.
If they get out of the group, that's a big achievement. Because
Yeah,
in
they
the
will.
I actually said that they will go to the quarterfinal before I see the group.
They'll
But then
beat,
after I saw
they'll
the
beat
group,
Milan at St James's.
maybe I'm not sure, but yeah, Milan are not in the
And
greatest
Dortmund
place.
as well. And Dortmund. I don't know.
No, I think we'll see. People, listen, we've done 55 minutes. And we're almost at 100. It's 4 likes to 100 likes. So hit that like button. Mo, so you're against us as a club? No, but because you're dominant. Manchester City. That's it. But once Manchester City become a normal club like any other club and not win back to back league titles, I like an underdog story. That's the thing about it. It's as simple as that. And Man City are not an underdog now. So that's the thing. Thank you, everybody that watched us. Thank you, Joe. Guys, Joe's channel is in the description. If you're watching this on the replay, give us a like, subscribe, and go subscribe to Joe's channel. It's in the description. It's just a link. You click on it. It takes to the channel. Brilliant watch-alongs. He's going to do shows about the Premier League, I'm sure, soon.
Yeah, very soon I am.
He's putting the panel together and stuff soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he'll invite me. We'll see how it is. And thank you, everybody that watched us. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the super chatters, of course. Mr. Link, thank you for the support for the channel. And we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. And thank you. And we're out of here. And stay on this video. It will take you to never a foul. Stay on this video. It will take you to never a foul. See you guys.